meet Grandfer? Where did you meet Grandfer and how?
It's a dance.
Oh yeah? In
Brough. In Brough. He was working in the factory, you know. Aircraft factory.
Oh yeah, Blackburns.
He'd come up with his uncle Stan, who was up here. I knew him long before Pete. And he'd come up with him one year. He said he was out of work in Cornwall, he said, because it's an awful place for work, is Cornwall. There's only the docks, really. Yeah. And everybody was low in work, so he said, well, come with me. And he said, you'll get a job in the factory. He thought he'd got him a job to bring him back to, but he hadn't. But he got one straight away. Like. And then he was in digs in Brough, you see. So. Right. And then we went to the dance and that was it. What
kind of music was it? Just big band stuff? Was it?
Oh yeah, you know, there's a big, 5 or 7 bands in the dance hall, you know, and the Ellerton one, you know, just up past us. And well, I would be working in service, and anyway.
No, how old were you?
I couldn't go back. In. If I went to a dance, I had to go to my mother's to sleep. Yeah. And go back in the next morning. They wouldn't have me going in at 1 o'clock in the morning. So.
Dirty stuff.
But I used to go up on to my mother's on my bike. And of course, as I say, we met up. And Pete was in Brough, like, you know.
Was it love at first sight then, or was it?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, that's really sweet.
And his father wrote a letter to him. And he said, hasn't taken you long to pick up a bit of stuff.
So what year was that then?
40. Yeah, 40.
And how long was it?
40? Yeah, 40.
It wasn't long after that then when you went
into the... it would be... No, well, he went into the...
RAF.
No, it'd be 39, I suppose. No, 37. 37, I think, when he came up here. And 40, he went into the war. May 40.
Was he drafted then?
Oh, he was called up.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And he was in 6 years. So the following 6 years May again.
What? How come he became... Because he was a cook, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did, yes.
Did he train
He didn't go in as a cook, like, you know what I mean? He went in, but then they had choice of sea rescue. And I thought, well, he did want to do that, I think, really, sea rescue. But then there was something to do that, and then in the end he was saying, well, you'll be a cook, you know. He was more or less pushed into that. Yeah. But that was all right, he was happy. And then he was sent to Italy, see, as a cook. So he was in Italy for 4 years, I think. Yeah.
But you got to come back in between times. You didn't see him for 4 years?
Well, it was quite many years. I just don't know how many, but you know, it wasn't. Oh no, they didn't get leave home. We used to have leave and going to Rome. They used to get leave, but he didn't get home. Like, you know. Well, I suppose they'd have to pay for the salary, you see. They didn't get enough money. What was it? 13 shillings a week, I think. 14 shillings a week, something like that.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Like 6 weeks in Australia seemed like forever, didn't it? Mad.
Yeah.
He used to tell us some funny stories about Italy.
But I was living at my mother's then, love, you know.
Yeah, so you were on your own.
I had my own place, like stuff. What is all that mess?